Good afternoon, everyone. This is your Pastor Coach, Ronald Alan C. Balang. Welcome to Tuesday Life Apps, your weekly dose of life application and wisdom that you and I can choose from. Just like what the title says, Tuesday. You have the choice to use whatever wisdom that you will acquire from this simple message, or you may park it and use it for your future purposes. We are episode 6 on this Tuesday Life Apps, and before I share to you that the topic for today, allow me to remind you of the 3 C's in life: the choice, the chance, and the change. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. So for this afternoon wisdom, it's part 2 of energy management. Yes, you and I can manage our energy besides from the time. And allow me to have a simple review of what we talked last week, because this is important or connected to the wisdom that I will be sharing to you this afternoon. And I would like to remind you again, I got this from Pastor Craig Grushel, and I'm just airing out to you, and I just add a little bit of the ideas that I will be sharing. So last week we talked about these 2 powerful truths, and I hope you can read it. It says here, you are better at some things at some times than at others. Don't forget that. Number 2, different tasks takes different amounts of energy. Never forget that. And in order for us to manage our energy, I shared to you 3 important things last Tuesday. And the first was energy audit. I encourage you to make an audit of the activities that sustains you and the activities that drains you. If the activities sustain you, put it +1 or +2. If the activity drains or saps the life out of you, put a -1 and a -2. And once you identify that drains and sustain you, I encouraged you last week to automate, eliminate, and delegate. Automate what you can automate, eliminate what you can eliminate, and please, by God, delegate those things that you can delegate, because every time you delegate, you make your life easier and you empower someone. And then lastly, I shared to you last Tuesday that you need to create the rhythm of your peak performance. Simply means, if you are a morning person, then by gosh, by gulay, do everything in the morning. If you are an evening person, do it in the evening. So there we have it, what we talked about last Tuesday. And now, allow me to share to you the 3rd powerful truth regarding energy management. And this is it. Different tasks don't just take different amounts of energy. They take different types of energy. So now I'm going to talk about the types of energy that you and I need to maximize and need to manage. Because in our lives, we have this what we call 4 energy tanks. They are the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. So, what am I saying? Remember to go back to your energy audit. Now, I want you to make an audit of the physical activities that sustains you and drains you. And once you identify all of those activity, and once you identify the rhythm of your peak performance in that physical activity, you should be wise in what to eliminate and what to delegate. And you should also be wise to know when or how, what time your body is very, very much strong. I myself, I am a morning person. Alright? That is where my peak performance is. Another is emotional. Now, I want you to make an audit on the emotional activities that you engage in, and what among those activities that sustains you and drains you. If decision making drains you, then by gosh, baka pwede mong ihuli-huli yon. If decision making sustains you or creates so much energy, then you might be engaging in every decision making. if I may allow me to share to you, I am personally elated, or I am personally pumped up every time I decide on something and every time I speak to people who sees possibilities. And what really drains the most out of me are the complainers, and what really drains also out of me are those people who sees the impossibilities rather than the possibilities. Alright? So, you must make an audit out of that. The mental. What activity that sustains your energy in the intellectual capacity? If you are in the teaching profession, or if you are a pastor, if you are a cell leader, or if you are a motivator, or probably a life coach too, like me, our mental boost is every time we study, we listen, and we try to make content. And every time also na nagbibigay tayo o nagtuturo tayo, it drains our knowledge. Especially if you are a pastor, palabas ka ng palabas, it's very important na nagpapasok ka din. And then lastly, of course, your spiritual. For those of you who are not aware, I've been a pastor for almost 2 decades, and my spiritual energy is always being refilled every time I connected with God. My daily meditation, my daily reading, and my daily study. What saps the life out of me? Spiritually, well, kapag wala akong nagagawa, idleness. And of course, if I commit a sin that I have not confessed. Sa akin lang yon. Alright? Now you are aware of these 4 types of energy, 4 types of tank that you and I have in our system. Those are 4 types of energy that you and I can choose from. And it is my prayer that you would be aware what drains you and what sustained you. Alright? So, if you are interested in digging deeper, there will be a toolkit. I call this a toolkit in the life coach profession. This is physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. And I have just 2 questions here. The one that I kept on repeating. What drains me physically and what sustains me physically? If you are interested, just give me a private message from this page, Matthew 5:16, and they will tell me if you want a toolkit, and I will give you this. In ending, I would like to remind you of this one confession. Actually, I will have a confession to make. I am a pastor, and every time I talk to people, I always assume that their problem is spiritual. And every time someone approaches me and they tell me about their challenges and their situation, what I do is always fill their spiritual tank. But the truth of the matter is, most of the time, most of them were just tired physically. Most of them were just drained emotionally. And most of them were just stressed out by thinking a lot of things. And it is my prayer that upon knowing this energy management, when someone asks you for help, you might have the wisdom to determine what is depleting or what is overflowing in his or her energy tank. And for those of you who are listening right now, it is also my desire for you to have an awareness what is overflowing in your energy tank and what is depleting in your energy tank. Again, this is your pastor coach, Ronald Alan C. Balang, reminding you of the 3 C's of life. You must take a choice. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. See you again next Tuesday. Goodbye.